All right, so for day one of the strength phase of the core training program, there's again going to be 3 exercises. We're going to start with a bicycle crunch, then a version of a crunch, and then a cable or resistance banded full rotation. So for this one, the tempo is going to be 2-1-1 for each exercise. So that means 2 seconds eccentrically, 1 second isometrically, 1 second concentrically. So I'll go over that tempo for each exercise so that we can see how we should be performing the exercises. So the first one is a bicycle crunch. So you're going to have the athletes in a supine position here on their back. And to start, you're going to have them interlace their fingers. It's going to be behind the head, but you want to make sure to tell the athlete not to be pulling on that neck. The hands are just resting here. Again, you're not pulling up. If you find an athlete is pulling up a lot, then just have them place their hands back here and not even touching their neck. So from here, the athlete, the starting position, they're just going to have their heels off the ground just about an inch. So from here, again, a lot of times the bicycle crunch, people just be here going rapid fire. We're eliminating that by doing the 2-1-1 tempo. So if the athlete is moving their left leg, flexing their hip, bringing their knee to their chest, that means their right arm is going to be moving diagonally, rotating a little bit to try to make contact or have that path line of contact be the path line that they want. So again, when the athlete's going, that's going to be the motion they want. Again, bringing that elbow to the opposite knee. You just want to tuck the top half of your body, get that off the ground enough that that right scapula comes off the ground. There's no need to get way up here. Just right when that scapula is off the ground, that's as far as we need to go. So again, it would look like this with the 2-1-1 tempo. So again, concentrically, this is going to be 1 second. So 1001, hold it here for another 1001 for the isometric, and then eccentrically 1001, 1002. And then we'll be rotating, alternating sides. So 1001, another 1001 for the isometric, then 1001, 1002. Again, when I come up, I'm making sure my right scapula is all the way off the ground. I'm rotating, trying to make contact as best I can with my elbow and my knee. Yeah, if the athlete can't make contact, that's fine. Going back down. It is also important for this to have the athletes throughout the whole range of motion, keeping their toes dorsiflexed, pointing them straight toward the ceiling. You want to eliminate any kind of plantar flexion. You want them to stay dorsiflexed through the whole range of motion. So that is the bicycle crunch. The next one is going to be a version of a crunch that I like better than just a regular crunch. So you'll see for a regular crunch, a lot of people just be here doing that motion right there. So for this version of a crunch, again, we want our legs, feet flat on the ground, our legs from our hips, knees to feet at about a 90-degree angle right here. Again, feet flat on the floor. So to start for this one, we're going to have the hands straight in the air. So again, my hands are about right over my shoulders, just a straight line up from the shoulders to the hands. The main thing for this one is to tell the athletes to focus on pushing straight up. You want to find a spot on that ceiling that is straight above you, and you want to tell them to try to reach for that spot. It's important that the athlete doesn't try to go forward at all, a little angle forward, again, straight up. So again, I found my spot on the ceiling, that's straight above me, and just like the bicycle crunch, I'm just going to press off, flex until my scapula are off the ground. That's all I need to go. I don't need to do a full sit-up, just getting the scapula off the ground. So from here, I'm going straight up and back down again. It's a really big difference if you find the athlete is going forward and up, or if they just go straight up. So again, you want them to go straight up. Again, the 2-1-1 motion. So it'll be 1001 going up. So 1001, another 1001 for the isometric, then 1001, 1002 down for the eccentric. Again, keeping that 2-1-1 tempo. So I'm here, straight up and back down. Again, going up just far enough so that my scapula is off the ground, and again, I'm reaching straight up. So that is the version of a crunch that I would have them do. And the last one is a kneeling cable or resistance band rotation. So this is going to be the same setup as the rotation hold. You're just going to start, have the athlete start so the band is taut, and again, farther away from the point where the band is tied is going to be harder, and less resistance is going to be easier. So again, since I am rotating to the left, my right knee is on the ground, my left knee is off the ground in a half kneeling position. So again, since I'm turning left, gripping the band with my left hand first, wrapping around with the right. So for this one, it's important that we start away from where it's tied, because we're going to be opening up this way, so that's going to release some tension, so we just want to make sure there's constant tension throughout the range of motion. So again, first things first, just like for the rotation hold, all the while through the full rotation, we want this knee that's off the ground to remain firm and steady. We don't want it to internally rotate, externally rotate. We want to keep it nice and firm. So we're going to move through a whole range of motion. We're not just going to stop in the middle. The athlete is going to rotate as far as they can in each direction. So to start, again, I'm rotated. Again, this leg is planted, rotating at the hips. This is as far as I can rotate. And then I'm going to bring my hands all the way to the other side. Again, keeping this knee nice and flat. My arms are going to stay straight to put more tension on the core. This is as far as I can go. And then we're twisting back. And you want to tell the athletes to focus on just using the core to twist. A lot of people think it's, all in the shoulders. The reason that the arms are straight is to kind of take the tension, or place the majority of the tension on the core musculature. And again, just like for the hold, we want the band height to be about even with the chest. So one more time, I'm starting here, arms are completely straight. I'm using my core to rotate. I'm rotating as far over as I can, and then back. So for the 2-1-1 tempo, again, it'd be about 1,001 over, hold it for 1,001, and then when I drop it back, it'd be 1,001, 1,002. So those are the 3 exercises for the strength phase of the training program for day 1.